Good morning from Ovenill's Heritage Inn. It is like 5:20 in the morning. The sun isn't actually up yet. I left my camera out overnight to capture the stars. I think I was a bit paranoid about leaving outside, even though we're actually in the middle of nowhere. I think I was a bit paranoid about leaving outside, so I ended up waking up really early. But now I'm actually up before the sunrise, so I can capture that as well. So I left my camera going, and now I'm just going to go out for a walk because I think there's going to be a lot of mist in the field around the corner here. It's going to look really pretty. So let's see what we can see. That was a nice long morning walk. This morning we're getting up and going to Thunder Knob Trail, which takes you to an overlook for Diablo Lake, which we think we can do. There's a creek, and we're not sure if we can cross it with Loki, but we're gonna go early when no one's there and give it a try. And then worst case scenario, we're gonna do Diablo Lake, Vista Point, and then head home. Hopefully we can do Thunder Knob because it's only 3 miles round trip, so it should be a pretty easy hike. But apparently the views are much better than the Vista Point, so fingers crossed. Made it back to the van.
We just parked and we're at the trailhead for the Thunder Knob trail hike, which takes us to Diablo Lake, or out over Diablo Lake, and this is the beginning of the trailhead here. Not quite the Narrows in Zion, but fun little start to the trail. We do have to cross this creek, however. Luckily there are stones that people put out. We'll see if Loki will just end up wading across, hopefully.
We have successfully navigated the creek and neither of us got our feet wet. Loki did, I guess, so. But he's okay with that. So the Thunder Knob Trail is a 3-mile round trip in and out hike, which takes you to Diablo Lake views. But it should, I think all trails said it would take about an hour and 45 minutes, but as Tim always likes to complain, I stop a lot, so it'll probably take more than that.
3 hours.
Tim says 3 hours. It's not gonna be 3 hours.
This is just after the creek. There's just a very slight elevation gain so far. And Loki is very happy to be out of the RV and back on the trail. Now do you see why the hike is going to take us 3 hours rather than an hour and 45 minutes? Who's bringing up the rear? That's okay. I just explained why we would be 3 hours on this hike. Come on, Loki, let's go. Let's go. I always think the funniest thing about walking with Loki is watching his little ears bounce up and down as he walks up the trail.
We have made it to Diablo Lake.
Not really.
Just kidding. We have discovered that we read the All Trails map wrong, and it was actually 3 miles in and 3 miles out.
3.3.
3.3 miles in, 3.3 miles out. And we both have kind of sore legs from yesterday, and Loki's got a couple of pads that are not doing good, and it's really rocky and pebbly, so I think we're gonna turn back here and just go to the Diablo Lake Vista Point instead, so we can still see the lake. And we had a nice little hike, but we're gonna head back for now. So we used the All Trails app for the first time on this trip, and this is the path for the hike. The yellow part, if you can see it, is where we stopped at with the benches to get the view of the mountain. We thought that was maybe the end, but it's not. So we made it to about here before we turned around, but we did 1,884 feet of elevation gain, and now we're heading back down. So it was a good hike. We didn't make it to the end, which kind of bummed about, but Loki's paws are hurting. I don't want him to hurt them anymore. Plus, we can go to the Vista Point and see the lake. I didn't look up what the view looks like from Thunder Knob Trail, so I'm not disappointed that I didn't get to see it, because I don't know what it looked like. Could have been crap. But we'll still get to see the lake from the Diablo Lake Vista Point. So that's where we're going now once we walk all the way back down. We've made it to the Diablo Lake Vista Point. It's just a small little trail that you can walk around the cliff top and see the views of the lake. But it's pretty for just being literally on the side of the road. You park and walk 20 feet and you get the views. It's pretty good. We just stopped at Gorge Creek Overlook. It was our last stop of the day. We got to walk across the bridge and see the waterfalls. We've now just stopped in Halem and we are now heading home.
Got some cold brew. Keep us going.
Got some cold brew to caffeinate us for the journey, but it should be
got
about...
Loki's butt right here.
Loki still does not like driving in the RV. But when he gets home, he'll get to be on his sofa and he will probably sleep for quite a long time, and so will we. Because it's been a pretty busy weekend and we've done a lot of walking.
Yes, it is.
I'm ready to go home and sit on the sofa.
Me
But
too. Play my video games.
it was a good weekend and it was a good first weekend back out into it with the RV. So, more adventures to come.
Let's go!